Mhm.
Hi, this is Maddie Brown, and welcome to Mastering Your Money and Creating a Vision for 2020 on how you want your life to look and your business to look. Statistics show that less than 3% of Americans actually write down their goals. And so, if you just spend a little bit of time setting some goals and looking at your goals, you're going to be ahead of the game. Now, I always like to start off with a little bit of humor. And I have a lot of clients that fall into this category. It's very exciting. They've never visited accounting before. My God, our books are balanced. 50% of our numbers are real, 50% of our numbers are made up. Actually, I had a client that told me that she went to her tax accountant every year and they sat down and he asked her how much she spent on whatever and she told him and he put it on the tax return. No records, no nothing, just this is what I think I did. So if you have records, you're ahead of the game. If you don't have records, you can always get them. It's a steamy novel about an accountant, 50 Shades of Red. I have a lot of clients that are in the red and they're in business for themselves and they need to get in the black. And that's what we help people do. And then there's the IRS where this return looks mighty suspicious, Irv. This family spent less than they earned. Who knew? That doesn't happen. Their credit cards grow. They have debt, you have expenses. And like the sign says, it's all theirs. Now, I talk about the IRS a lot, and it's a big part of what I talk about, but the IRS is not the deciding factor in your business making decisions. The IRS is one feature and it accounts for about 30% of your expenses. And so you've got to concentrate on the other 70%. And then my favorite is 10 out of 9 accountants can't count, which, yeah, there we go. And that I include myself in that 10 because CPA stands for can't possibly add. I am not like a lot of other CPAs. And this webinar is intended for entrepreneurs that want to create financial peace, that want to create financial freedom, that want to live the life of their dreams and not wake up in the middle of the night worried about if they're going to have enough money or if they're going to have enough clients, to not worry about how much they're going to owe on their taxes. We help clients eliminate stress and worry, and that creates financial peace. When you don't worry about your money, you can have peace of mind and you can be calm and you can make better decisions about how to run your business. Now, I believe that your money tells a story and you control that story through your thoughts and through your actions. And your decisions change the story. So every decision you make has an impact on the story and what happens. And I call them books, they're accounting books. And the books tell a story about you and your priorities and what is important to you. And I can tell a lot about someone from just reviewing their financial records. And if they don't have any financial records, that tells you something too. So you've got to really use the tools that are available to you. Some people use intuition, some people use spirit. I happen to use accounting and record keeping because it's insights into what you want and what you do. Now, this is what it looks like in Northwest Iowa most of the time. This could be the road, and this could be my house over here on the right-hand side. We have about 5 acres, and we live out in the country, and we're in the middle of nowhere. But by using the internet, I can work with people all over the country. And I have the opportunity to talk to people on Zoom all day long. And so I'm here and I can help, and it can make a difference in your business's life. What we're going to talk about today is 5 shifts that you need to make in order to get financial peace. We're going to take simple steps, okay? There are simple steps to getting to where you have financial peace. And you don't have to know all of the way along the way. You just need to know the first steps. And when you know the first steps, you'll be able to file your taxes confidently. You'll know you're paying the least tax possible. You'll know if you can afford to invest in a new program. You'll sleep well at night without stress and worry. You'll have something to show for your work and time because you're getting paid. You'll know that your bills next month will be covered and you will be able to handle them. The real problem is that you haven't made the shifts to move into a successful mindset. So the first shift is you have to actually know what you want and need. And a lot of people have never spent any time looking at what it is that they actually want specifically. Now, if you want to go on a trip to Italy, you need to know how much that trip to Italy has cost. So when I'm talking about what you want, I'm talking about, I want to go to Italy and I want to spend $10,000 on going to Italy. I want to hire Jack Canfield. I want to sign up for a course or a program. And if you know what you want and what you need, then you can create a vision. A lot of people create vision boards, and the vision board is something that I use on a regular basis. I sit down every year in December and January, and I look at what I want the world to look like in December of the next year. And I've put down everything that I want to have. And then I put down how much money it is going to take in order to achieve those goals. And when I have that vision of, I know it's going to take me $50,000, it's going to take me $100,000, it's going to take me $500,000 to do what I want and need, then you can set up goals that will bring you to that outcome. So many people just say that I want to make $100,000 or I want to make $10,000 a month. And they don't know what they're going to do with that money. They don't have a space for it. And I always tell people that you need to have a vessel, you need to have a vehicle that you're going to put the money in. If someone gave you $10,000 today for one of your programs, do you know the right thing to do with that money? Do you know what you need to pay in taxes? Do you know what you can take and pay yourself? And you need to have that mapped out so that you can make decisions about how you spend money so that it takes you closer to your goals. So the first step is really making sure that you know what you want and need, and making a map, creating a dream, creating a vision. Anything that you can think of, you can achieve. The reality is that anything that you can bring into your mind is something that is already here waiting for you to find it in the path. And you don't have to know all the steps. You just need to take the next few steps that move you in that direction. But anything that your mind can achieve, can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. The second shift that is critical is you've got to take responsibility for your choices. Now, the reality is that you have a choice in every respect. Every once in a while, I have an employee come in my office and they'll say, "Can I just go home now?" And I'll say, "Sure, you can just go home now. If you go home now, I'm not going to pay you for the rest of the day. So you can decide which way you want to go. You don't have to stay here." They don't have to. They are choosing to. It is not a physical requirement. They feel like they have to, and they feel like they don't have any choice, but the reality is they have complete choice. And those choices bring you to where you are, because all choices have consequences. All choices have things that happen as a result of those choices. Those consequences are your responsibility. You've decided what you're going to do, and that is going to decide your outcome. Jack Canfield talks about an equation called E plus R equals O. The event you don't have any control over. Your response and what you do, you have complete control over what you think and what you do and what you say and the actions that you take. And so if you always operate from the perspective that you have complete choice, and if you're taking responsibility for that complete choice, then you can make conscious new choices that will take you closer to the direction of your dreams. Now, those conscious choices need one major secret weapon, and that secret weapon is to take action. It is very difficult to make any progress at all if you don't actually take a step forward. You don't have to know how, you just have to know the next step. Now, action is critical. There's an old thing that says ready, aim, fire. And the reality is what you need to do is say ready, fire, aim. The fire comes before. And then on your next shot, you can adjust and you'll have feedback from your original action that will help you make those new conscious choices, okay? Nothing is ever going to be perfect. I was talking to one of my employees the other day, and she's asking me questions about what I wanted to do about marketing. And I told her, I said, you know, Becca, the reality is I'm making this up as I go along. I don't know what's going to happen next. And 80% of what I do will probably not work, but the 20% that does work is where we're going to make the most impact. So you've got to take action. You've got to move forward. It will never be perfect. It will never be perfect, but you need to take the next step, whatever that step is. Now, there's inspired action that comes to you, what I would say, from the universe. And it comes to you all sorts of ways. It might be the words of a song. It might be from a dream, as my friend Monica Kenton talks about. It can come from all sorts of sources. So you have to be open and aware, and you need to take the next step. Now, when you're making decisions, this is probably one of the most important things that you need to do when you're making choices for yourself. The first question is it something that you want to do, be, or have? And you've got to answer this question really carefully, because it may seem like, yeah, I want to make $1 million. But is it something that you actually want to be, do, or have? Or is it not in alignment with your goals? Do your goals actually require that to be in its place? So if I say I want to double my income next year, then what do I want to be? What do I want to do? And what do I want to have in order to make that happen? What will take me closer to my goals? Everything is going perfectly according to plan. You don't have to worry about making mistakes. You never, ever make a mistake. Anything that is happening for a reason, and it is guiding you to where you need to be in the world. But nothing happens until you make a decision and take action. Everything is waiting on you to decide. So if you're feeling impatient, if you're feeling frustrated because nothing is happening, probably means that you're not taking action. And what do you need to decide on next to make the next steps move and make guidance into the reality? Everything is waiting on you to take the next step. And then when you take the next step, everything moves into alignment with where you have your goals set so that you can achieve what you want to achieve. Now, when you understand that you're 100% responsibility, it feels a lot different to go shopping and walk into the store and know that you can buy whatever you really want to buy. It's up to you. You have a choice. You can make a decision. Now, if you look at something and it's $200, you say, okay, I could do that, or I could put the $200 towards something else that might take me closer to my goals. So your decisions in every respect impact your path to your goals, and those decisions give you feedback. Now, one of my favorite quotes is from a Richard Bach book called Illusions, and it is to argue your limitations and they will be yours. If you really argue the point that you cannot do something, then you will assuredly make that a reality, okay? And if you argue the point that I can do this, I don't know how to do it right now, then you open the door for changes to take place. I'd like you to eliminate the word I can't or I don't. It's just say to I won't and I choose not to. And when you say you choose not to, it has a very different feel than how it feels when you choose to say that I won't or I can't. Can't is a very different feeling and a very different emotion than won't. And you want to keep focused on eliminating the word can't from what you do, because the reality is you can. There is enough time. There is enough money. Money is kind of like grains of sand on the beach, okay? There are more grains of sand on the beach than you could ever pick up. There are more clients waiting to hear from you than you could ever serve. And so you need to serve all those clients, and being broke doesn't serve them and it doesn't serve you. And when you are abundant and excited and thinking about all the opportunities, you bring a very different spirit to the table. And so I want you to think in terms of the choices that you're making and understand that you're responsible. Now, no conversation with an accountant would be complete without talking about the IRS. But the IRS is not the reason to make business decisions. What's deductible? It's like I go to Macy's and I come home and I say to Steve, my husband of 40 years, I had a great day at Macy's. I saved $200 at Macy's today. Okay? And he only has one question. He wants to know how much I spent in order to save $200. And the reality is I probably spent $500, right? That's what a tax deduction is. It takes the money that you spent, the $500, and it gives you $150 credit on your taxes. And so you really spent $350. So the question is not, will it be deductible on my tax return? The question is, do I need to spend the $350 in my business to help it move forward? And if you do, then I encourage you to spend it. And I encourage you that it will take you closer to your goals. If it doesn't take you closer to your goals, the big screen TV that sits in your living room probably doesn't take you closer to your goals. It probably takes you closer towards Netflix for hours on end, okay? So I don't know that a big screen TV for $250 is a good choice. And it has nothing to do with the taxes or whether or not it's deductible, which it isn't. But if you were a bar and you were a restaurant and you were Applebee's, for example, Applebee's has TVs. They're deductible at Applebee's because Applebee's has a use for them. They have a business purpose for them. That's the framework that you need to make decisions about the tax and the IRS. Is it going to take me closer to my business goals? There's 4 kinds of taxes. There's Social Security, there's federal income tax, there's state income tax. There is a thing called sales tax that you pay on almost every transaction. How you are taxed depends on what kind of entity you are. And you can be a sole proprietorship, you can be an S corporation, you can be a partnership. And each one of those entities pays tax. They pay tax differently, but they all pay tax on the profit in your business. Now, the profit in your business is your gross income less your expenses. And the taxes are going to range by the time you pay Social Security and federal income tax and state income tax, it's going to be roughly 30% of your net revenue. When you're an employee, they withhold those taxes from you automatically. And it isn't as painful as it is when you are working for yourself. When you're working for yourself, that money is in your checking account and it feels like your money. And the reality is that 30% is not your money. It belongs to the US government, okay? And I have pain just like everyone else, and I hate to see people pay any more taxes than they absolutely have to. And I'll tell you the one single reason that people pay more taxes than they absolutely have to is because they don't keep good records. If you have good records and you keep track of them on a monthly basis, you're going to have the information that you need to make sure that you don't overpay your taxes. And so that's the purpose of those records, is to provide you with the information to make decisions and the information to pay your taxes. I've got people that are scurrying around in October of the following year still trying to figure out what they spent. And that is a recipe for overpaying. And I can't help you if you don't have those records. So one of the things we do here is help you create those records. And I'm going to tell you a little known fact of life. You don't have to sort your own receipts, okay? If we see a payment to a utility company, we know it's utilities. If we see a payment to AT&T, we know it's for the phone. You don't have to sort your own receipts. You can have someone do that for you, and I encourage you to do that. There are 3 considerations in order for something to be deductible. It needs to be ordinary, it needs to be necessary, and the primary purpose needs to be business. And aside from that, you don't have to worry about it. Document it, go on down the road, and don't worry about it. And if you can get comfortable with appreciating everything that the universe provides to you and being grateful for all the seeds of sand, there are more clients waiting for you than you can ever serve. And if you love your life and all the gifts of your life, you're going to find yourself in a much, much better financial situation. And that really is the key, to be grateful and to be appreciative and to love the people that you're working with, because they are waiting for you to help them. So the real question is, who can I help today? Who can I love on today? Now, the best thing that you can do is you can get help. Now, I have coaches. I have maybe more help than I need, but I have a lot of help. Okay, and I have an accountability partner, and I have coaches that I work with, and I have people that spend time talking me off the ledge because I'm freaking out about something or other. Okay, nobody goes self-employment, and the idea that you're going to be in business for yourself and make all your own decisions is America's greatest myth, because it's just not true. And you will reach success much faster if you get help and you have someone that is on your side, understands your business, and wants to be there for you. You don't have to do this alone. You don't have to ask me to help you, but we can help you with your accounting. We can help you with your taxes. We can help you with your goal setting and your planning. And there are literally thousands of other people that can help you as well. Smashing Numbers, my business, is one of those businesses, but you need to find someone that you can relate to, that you feel comfortable with, that you can lay out all the dirty laundry and say, this is what I have done. This is what my calendar looks like. So few people have someone that they actually talk to about money. How many people do you open up your bank statement and say, look at here, I spent all this money. Aren't you proud of me? Okay. No, people don't do that. A lot of husbands and wives don't talk to each other about how they spend their money. In fact, it's one of the best kept secrets. Okay. And I'll be truthful with you. I don't talk to very many people about my money. Okay. And I certainly don't talk to my husband about money, because he is the cheapest man on earth. Okay. And he does not understand. Now, he supports me and he is my greatest person, but he's not the person I talk to about money. Okay. And I love him. And after 40 years, I'm not starting over again. Okay. But it is reality that you need help, and you don't need to do it alone. And one of the statistics that makes me the saddest in this world is women entrepreneurs, women in business for themselves. Less than 2% of those women are making more than $1 million. And 88% of them, 88% of 12 million businesses are making less than $100,000. And the median average is about 46,000. So what that means is there's a lot of women in this world that need to be making a whole lot more money. Okay. And they don't have to do it alone. They don't have to sort their own receipts. They can get the support that they need. Now, people will say, who am I to talk to this person? And the reality is that to a third grader or fourth grader is a god. You just have to be a little further ahead on the ladder, and you can reach back and you can help the next person up. Okay? You don't have to be a millionaire in order to impact thousands and thousands of lives. But you do need to actually take the action, be in business. And when you're successful, what that means is you are helping more people. And that's what I want to do. I want to help more people. I want the 88% that are making less than $100,000 to do better. And I'm going to share with you something that I've been working on for since 2013. And it has been in my mind. It has been in production. I have paid people to do websites. I have paid people to do copy. I have paid people to put it up on a ClickFunnels funnel. I've spent thousands of dollars on it over the last 6 years, and I have not marketed it. And so that's what I want to share with you today. Now, if this is something that resonates with you, you can make an appointment at smashingnumbers.com. We can talk about it. We can think about it. This link is going to take you to the page that talks about the program. And the name of the program is the Peace of Mind Money Program, because what it helps you do is learn the next steps that you need to take in order to get peace of mind, okay? Your finances won't be scary even more. You might even actually enjoy them. You'll learn to make business decisions that affect your finances in a positive way. You'll know how much money you really need in order to get what you want. And you'll always know how much money is enough. People say, I want to make more money. How much money is enough? How much money is going to get you the life that you want to live? You'll have real tools, and you'll have someone to work with that is going to be on your side. You're going to have clear financial intentions so that you can realistically reach your goals. You'll know what business track structure is best for your business. Be confident of your financial solutions. Set goals when aligned with your business and personal. And you'll be able to measure your progress to that goal. And above all, you'll have a sounding board for all of your financial decisions when you are ready to make those financial decisions. Starts out with a 60-day intensive. It includes 1 year of email support and a Facebook group. There's a comprehensive assessment and evaluation. We work through goal setting. We go through an immersion where I look at all of your records and all of your homework from this program, and we go over it together and look at your goals and look at if you're going to be where you want to be by December of 2020. You have unlimited email access. Limited to 25 businesses before December 20th of 2019. And the price that's on the web page is $9.97. You can do 4 payments of $297. I can tell you that January 1st, the price of this program goes up. And we will be editing the program and providing more and more as time goes by. It consists of videos and worksheets and things that you can do. And there is a Q&A call on a monthly basis that you can come to the Q&A call and get any questions answered. And you could get answers to questions immediately by signing in through email. So the Peace of Mind Money Program is intended to help those 88% that are looking to have some peace of mind when they sleep at night and not worry about if they're going to have enough money next week. And I give you tools and processes to go through so that you can do your money once a week, and you can set it aside and concentrate on what you do best. Probably isn't accounting, probably isn't managing cash flow. Every business has a chief financial officer. And on those 88%, I will say that most of them are being their own chief financial officer. And they probably have zero training in how to be a chief financial officer. And so I want you to get the help you need. It doesn't have to be an arm and a leg. It doesn't have to be thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, but you need help. My favorite illustration of how you need help is my husband, the cheap one, remember? He likes to try and fix our cars himself, okay? And so he'll be out in the driveway, tearing things apart into multiple pieces all over the ground, swearing like a sailor, okay? Carrying on, ticked off, mad, worried, and then we take it to the repair shop, and they have to fix everything he did in addition to what was already originally wrong with it. Okay? So the best time you need this is at the beginning. If all of this planning is too much work for you at the beginning of the year, you're going to be one of those statistics of businesses that isn't there at the end of the year. So planning and setting goals and taking action and being grateful and knowing that the world is an abundant place are all ways that you can achieve peace of mind. And that isn't necessarily what most accountants are going to tell you. But I'm going to tell you that if you have all of those things, you will have peace of mind, and you will be able to sleep well at night without waking up in the middle of the night and thinking, oh crap, what's going to happen next? Okay, so this is the website. If you have any questions, I'm going to stay on the line for a little while, and it has been a pleasure, and I thank you for staying with us for the recording.
Hey, Maddie, I have a question.